Okay everyone, so I know that cream switches are the best and most god tier linear switch ever made, right? No. Okay, we know that creams stock absolutely suck. They're extremely scratchy. They feel and sound scratchy. Like even when you press real slow, if you got the microphone real close, you can hear the scratchiness of the switch. That's how bad creams are stock. They're horrible. But, you know, you break them in, they got that palm housing, blah, 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 the self-lubrication. They get like ever so slightly better, but they are 100% not worth using stock. If you want a stock switch, get the Everglide Water Kings. They're really good, stock, pre-lube, don't have to do anything, don't really have to worry about breaking them in too much, but occasionally you might get that one that might be a little bit sluggish. But what happens when you take the best stock switch and you combine it with the worst stock switch? It gets real interesting, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So today we're going to be going over the switches that I call the ice cream switches, when you combine a Novel Keys cream stem with the housings of the Everglide Water King V3. So obviously the Novel Keys creams, you can get them from Novel Keys. They're about $45 for a pack of 70. And then you have the Everglide Aqua King V3 or Water King V3. I got mine from Prevail Key Company. Those are about $55 for a pack of 70. So basically, if you get both, you're going to be spending about $100 plus shipping. So right around $1.42 per switch. The Everglide are about 78 cents per switch. The Novel Keys creams are about 65 cents per switch, which is, you know, pretty decently expensive already, you know, for some switches when you compare them to like Gateron Yellows or something like that are relatively cheap and give you really good performance. But, you know, I would say that these are definitely twice as good, if not better, than Gateron Yellows in just about every way. Looking at the specs of both switches, starting off with the NK creams, the housing and stem material are both made of palm. The springs are offered in a silver 55 gram spring. Then the Everglide Water King V3 housings and stems are made of polycarbonate, and the springs, you do have a little bit more options. They come in gold, and you get 55, 62, and 67 gram weight choices for the Water King V3s. Both switches though, in terms of pre-travel and total travel, are 2mm and 4mm respectively, so those are exactly the same. In terms of the stem design, it's not really too different. They're both very similar, but the cream stem is a little bit skinnier than the stem on the Water King. So again, to make the ice cream switch, you're going to need these stems from the Novel Keys creams and combine them with the housings from the Water King V3s, and it makes for some really interesting stuff. Let's go and take a quick look at the tolerances, and then I'll get into the mods that I did to the switch to make them sound as good as they do. Taking a look at the housings of the Water King V3, they are extremely good, much better than any Kailh or Gateron option out there, and we can see that even with the film creams, there's still a decent amount of wobble. The stock creams are pretty bad though. For the mods that I did to my ice cream switches, I used Spirit springs. These are the progressive 55 gram springs. I also lube the stems as well as the bottom housings with Tribosis 3203, which is a pretty light lube because obviously Krytox, to me, I feel like I'm kind of over it. Krytox kind of mutes the switch a little bit too much for my liking, so I feel like Tribosis being a little bit of a lighter lube doesn't really affect the sound profile as much as Krytox does. So for the final results of the switch, they are extremely pleasant to use. The easiest way that I can describe them is that they are smoother than the stock Water King V3s and a hell of a lot better than Novel Keys creams. I mean, creams, no matter if they're lubed or stock, they're kind of okay. Like lube, they do sound pretty good, and broken in, you know, they do feel pretty good as well. But without doing all that work and just lubing the switch without having to worry about breaking it in, these Aqua King V3s, or should I say these ice cream switches, feel fantastic. In terms of the sound profile, how that changes, I would say that the stock Water King V3s are a little bit deeper in pitch, and moving over to the ice cream switches are slightly higher in pitch, and they do sound a little bit clackier as well. I don't really feel like that's an issue. I actually enjoy clack. That's why I love tangerines. And this, I would say, is not as clacky as tangerines, but the switch is kind of a combination of like a thock and a clack, a thwack, if you will. But is spending $100 on ice cream switches worth it to get both switches, lube them up and put them together and all that stuff? Is it worth the time? Is it worth the money? I would definitely say yes. This is a top tier linear in my opinion, okay? If you're interested in it, I would definitely say do it, and I don't think that you would be disappointed. So feel free to check it out. Obviously, I'll have links to both the Water King V3s as well as the Novel Keys creams. The Water Kings, I would say definitely follow Prevail Key Company on their social media so that you can stay tuned for when they're going to be doing their next drop on these switches, because every time they post them for sale, they sell out really quick. And if you want to get in them, I highly recommend that you do. Definitely a top tier linear choice, even in its stock form. So be on the lookout for those. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel as well. I do have a ton more keyboard content on the way, and I really hope that you guys enjoy these sound tests. Be sure to let me know what you guys think of the ice cream switches in the comment section below. I'll talk to you in the next video.